What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Moneyline Madness podcast. I am Matt Cherico alongside Andy B. Andy, we got to see a pretty solid, honestly, part of the NBA All-Star Weekend, more so the dunk contest than anything else. How do you feel after an extended stay in Salt Lake City, Utah?
Well, I think Salt Lake City, Utah sucks. Their fans. I don't mean they suck. Like, they really did. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the city of Utah.
But like,
every player seems to kind of hate it.
Yeah.
Every broadcaster, obviously, you heard what Chuck and Shaq said. I mean, it sucked from their point of view too. But in terms of the events, I think I did not watch. I don't think I watched really anything, to be honest with you. I did not watch Saturday night because I was at Ant-Man. But I watched a little bit. I watched the draft last night. That was sick. But
that was fun.
I turned the game off pretty quickly. It was. I mean, that's what the game
that's
is.
Respect, Double R. That's respect. And I'm always open to a workout partner. Let me know. Slide through. Ed, what's happening? Utah was mid. Yeah, Utah sucks, honestly. And the fact, we got to talk about this as well. Ant-Man, disappointing? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a second. But
what does he mean by Ant-Man? Does he mean the movie, or is he thinking we're talking about Anthony Edwards?
Oh, no. But I have an issue. The fact that Karl Malone was so openly accepted among everybody, like, bro, what are we doing to win?
I wasn't sure if we were going to bring
this won an award, bro. Karl Malone won an award. I mean, like, what are we? He impregnated a 13-year-old.
Dude, no, it's ridiculous. I didn't know if we were going to bring this up, but bro, that was ridiculous to me. And look, you can talk what you want to talk about Stockton. I don't think what Stockton's done is bad. Look, a lot of people did what Stockton did.
What did Stockton do?
It was all the vaccine crap.
Oh, that stuff. Okay.
That's fine. Look, I think Stockton's a dick, but like,
you have your opinions.
You can have your opinions, but be a dick. Like,
Karl Malone's opinion.
Well, what Karl Malone did
that's
was
not an opinion. That's like, not. Yeah.
There's no opinion to what he did was wrong. Like, everybody's saying he impregnated a 13-year-old. No. She had the child when she was 13. He impregnated a 12-year-old. Like, it doesn't make it like worse because like it's bad already. But like, I mean, come on. No, I thought it was ridiculous by the NBA. I thought having it there is ridiculous. Look, there's a few cities that don't deserve the All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, like small markets or small markets.
Like, they don't deserve it. They're not big cities. Little markets, small market teams don't deserve the All-Star game. They never have, and there's a reason they don't get it. Like, Milwaukee, I think, is putting in a bid. Milwaukee's a little different. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, they have the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Who does Utah have? Like, Lauri Markkanen made the team. God bless him. He was the last pick for a reason. Like,
they even tried they brought Post Malone out there just to try and rally the white folks up, and it didn't even work. It didn't even work. Like, what are we doing?
To be truthful, the only way to rally up us white folk now is the singings of a Jack Harlow.
Okay. All right. Moving on. So we saw 3-point contest. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on Jason Tatum's performance in that?
Like I said, I didn't watch much, but I do know that that's the one thing that I know a lot of people usually have the most interest in because the dunk contest had fallen. Clearly, that's not how it went. But look, I couldn't even tell you who won it. Who won it? I know Tatum didn't.
Tyrese Halliburton?
He did? Good for him.
No,
he was in
Tatum won it. No.
Who won it?
I don't know, honestly.
It wasn't Tatum because I would have known.
I want to say it was Halliburton.
Randall did have a terrible. I did hear Randall.
I mean, but listen. Then again, they just threw Randall in there to make up for it.
Dame won it.
Dame won it. Yes, Dame won it because that's his only. Yeah,
his only thing he's ever won.
Facts. Yeah, I made the meme. I adjusted the Dame resume meme, threw on there at the end.
That's worse for you not knowing it then. Were you watching?
What? The 3-point
Saturday night?
Hell no, dude. Hell no.
You watch any of it? You watched the dunk contest, right?
I watched the dunk contest, but aside from that, no. I was actually watching The Last Dance. I've been catching up on that. I didn't get to watch it originally, but I'm watching now The Last Dance, and
you saw Ant-Man. You said real quick sidebar. You saw Ant-Man?
I did see Ant-Man last night, so we could talk about that. Oh, I mean, I thought of it. So Ant-Man is a bridge movie, right, into the new series of what's happening next with the Avengers, and I loved it personally. I mean, I know a lot of people were very critical of it. We're not going to give any spoilers.
No,
we're not. Don't worry about it. But I thought it was fantastic. The after credits were fantastic as well. Paul Rudd's a guy. You know,
he is a guy. He is a guy. We won't spoil it. I mean, don't you worry.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, the Kang, everybody knows Kang is the villain. He's going to be nuts. I really like him, and I really like how, like, it's a personal thing. You know, like
Yeah.
Thanos is out here just wrecking universes, wrecking worlds for no reason. Kang, this is personal. You know, he was exiled from his world and whatever. So yeah, we're gonna see. He's I know stuff, so I'm trying to work around, you know, spoiling it for
I don't want
anybody.
to spoil it either, but I will say one thing. Before we get to our bets, like I when I sit down for a movie, I want it to be a decent time, not a long time. Like I saw Batman and I wanted to like leave the theater. It was so long. It was a 2-hour movie. Love that. Perfect time. And it was funny. Like it made me laugh at times, which I love. So
People hate
I
that.
gave it
but,
like a 7. I thought it was pretty solid.
With Thor: Love and Thunder, people hated that humor, you know, especially in the beginning when he
'Cause it was
stopped
childish.
2 motorcycles with his legs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like at some point, like the thing about Ant-Man is that comedic relief, right? Like he's the one guy that people laugh at a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
because I mean,
Thor,
it is a
get it.
silly kind of
Yeah.
superhero,
And,
but it was really cool. I thought it was.
see,
really
this is where Double R. This is a fantastic point, and this is where I'm super excited because you have Tom Holland's gorgeous self leading the new Avengers as the new protagonist. I mean, turn me up. You know, like I'm all for it. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
It's exciting. We might have to do a little Moneyline Madness, just movie episode, just to get into people.
We could do it. We could talk Letterbox. If you guys, anybody in the comments is familiar with Letterbox and their top movie, you know, lists and everything like that, we can make a little Marvel movie list. It's not supposed to be funny now, though. People are supposed to start dying. I mean,
no,
that's
but
coming
like
up.
comedic moments to me.
Yeah, it's the new phase. The new phase of Marvel is going to be gas. I'm really excited, and we're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 coming out May 13th. Did I just say Tom Holland's hot? I'm not saying he's hot, but I mean,
no, I will. He is. Come on.
I mean, yeah,
I'm comfortable. He is.
All right, so it comes down to it. Is it Tom Holland or Jimmy G you're taking a bullet for?
Jimmy G.
Really? Why?
Jimmy G's got that one picture where he literally looks like insanity.
What do you mean by insanity?
Like he literally, like it's the most perfect picture. I think you used the word gorgeous. I've definitely used the word gorgeous for Jimmy G before.
I mean, yeah, no, it's not sus.
No, I've been saying this since we
another
started this podcast.
Yeah, no, Andy's been a big time Jimmy G guy, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is about to get nuts. So I'm very excited for that. But I mean, the next wave of Marvel is really, all about assembling these new Avengers. You need these types of Ant-Man bridge movies in order to really introduce anything. So I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I went into the movie, didn't expect much. I felt like I got my money's worth. That's all I care about.
I didn't leave disappointed.
No.
That's definitely...
And I'm going to see Creed in 2 weeks for opening weekend, which I'm very excited for because I'm a huge Rocky guy. I have expectations for that, which means I might not leave happy. That's how that goes.
Now, I'm not saying that Ant-Man is on the level. Like, the new Black Panther is fantastic. I would say that that's head and shoulders above Ant-Man, but that doesn't make Ant-Man any less significant. I still respect him. And to be honest, I would beat Ant-Man up. I mean, I don't know. He has that little, like, the getting small ability is so
That's an underrated ability.
Yeah.
It really is. Although, I'm stunned he hasn't gotten squashed like a literal bug yet.
I mean, dude, how do you hit him? Like, can you? Like,
a lot of chances to be stomped on, though.
Yeah, no, there is. And one thing that I noticed too was like, oh, actually, I'm not going to talk about this because it's somewhat of a spoiler.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it. I know
we won't get in too deep.
We'll get to it later.
Give me your 3 if you're ranking them right now: Ant-Man, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Wakanda Forever.
Oh, that's easy. Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man. I did not like Love and Thunder.
I would probably say same. I would probably say same.
When I left, me and my girlfriend went to see it again.
Thor?
We went to see
Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, Wakanda Forever. We went to see it a week later because it was that good.
Wow.
And then we watched it once it went on Disney Plus. That's how good it was. So
Rocky, I mean, Rocky's a classic. Rocky's something that I watched. I remember watching that at like 10 years old, and I thought
I think the first time I watched was 11 years old. My dad, dude, that's a life-changing moment. If you're a sports fan, watching Rocky's kind of a life-changing moment for you.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky. I remember like the Rocky movies, like Real Steel. That got me hyped.
And the Creed movies, a lot of people hate on them. I think they're really good. I do think that the girlfriend in it is really cringe, but there's sometimes cringe characters in great movies. So. I am excited for this weekend. Jonathan Majors is in 3 major films in the last 6 months. Dude's putting in the work. Love it.
He is, and we're getting now, since it's like post-COVID, everything's finally like back. We're getting filmed movies, at a premium now. So Rocky 4 favorite of the bunch,
dude. It's the best. It's I wouldn't say by far. It's a close because they're all really good. It's the best.
Yeah.
It is
It's tough. I love all of them. And
we could
usually
literally
I gotta watch like
we are gonna do like a drop an
a
episode.
letterbox episode.
Letterbox,
Yeah,
I literally said
we could
Dropbox.
do that for sure.
Yeah, movies are great.
This is another one. The Blade movie. Now we're getting spicy because we're introducing Daredevil's about to come into the MCU.
Yeah.
They're bringing in the Punisher as well from obviously him and Daredevil. Like Blade is going to be getting involved. Like these new Avengers, they're not going to be the superheroes the way that Captain America, Iron Man, Thor was. The Hulk. These are going to be bad guys, kind of in the similar. I feel like similar to how Suicide Squad was, to where like these are bad guys that they're getting to be good.
Yeah.
Not that like Daredevil's a bad guy because he's always fighting crime, but like the Punisher, they're gonna find a way to incorporate him. Blade isn't necessarily a good guy, so it's gonna be. I'm excited, and I don't know how you can watch
split DC to MCU. Do you think you can like both?
I think you can like both,
I
but you have
personally
to have a preference.
Hate the DC universe. I like Peacemaker. That show made me laugh so much.
Of course you did.
I know. Other than that, I hate like I went to see Batman and like when I said I wanted to leave the theater, I was this close. My girlfriend was really excited to see it too. She hated it. The only reason I didn't leave is because of that, man.
And
I love
Blade, Daredevil, Punisher, Deadpool, not Avengers. They're anti-heroes. They're anti-heroes. But I think they're gonna find their way.
I love that vibe. That's a vibe.
DC might take over if they do Flash right. They just never. They have so many opportunities and they never do anything.
That was a cool trailer, though. I won't lie.
Their biggest
Super Bowl.
kind of hit as of late was what's it called? The Boys, right? They're behind The Boys.
I think so.
That's it. That's it. What's happening, James? How we doing, bro? Live future bet. Lakers over 40.5 wins. They have the third easiest remaining strength of schedule, and they need to go just 14-9 in the last 23 to cash. I don't
disagree. I think they could. I really look.
How is Le Pinky doing after last night? Or do we have any update on that? Stubbed his finger.
Rob Pelinka probably had the biggest gasp in the world last night when he saw that. Because I mean, if he gets hurt, done. Done. They're done. Like they're already I do think that over is not a bad bet. That's not a difficult record to go to for a team that they've built. That's pretty a little bit of depth there, a little solid. But yeah, I'm interested in the Lakers, but obviously they're not a top.
Yeah, and Double R says this is DC's best chance.
I do like that bet, Kyle.
This is the window. As these bridge movies are coming out, this is where DC has to strike. So they have to hit on Flash.
They've failed miserably multiple times. I think they'll fail.
Shazam better be good. And honestly, I'm not necessarily too excited.
I don't know his name. Shazam's a good looking dude.
I mean, you had a chance to get The Rock involved and he refused. So like, I don't know.
He's too busy with the XFL. Sidebar. You guys love it. I'm just not in the football mood right now, which I said in the text group the other day. You guys were all glossing over the XFL, which I love. I love that you guys are bigger football fans than I am. Right now, to me, probably like Kyle, I was on Saturday afternoon before we left for Ant-Man. I had my TVs all on. They had college basketball, but I know that a lot of people love the XFL, so I got to give them their shout out. The Rock is a dickhead. What did The Rock ever do to you?
How can you hate The Rock? That is it. That's definitely
What did The Rock ever do to you? I love The Rock.
What's going on, bro? This is a safe space. We're here for you, James. Sorry. LeBron should demand a trade in the offseason. Hot take.
I think he is I don't think he's very tradable.
Is the beyond. Yeah. Kang is, facts. They killed a variant, the strongest. Oh, man. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, but then they got... Yeah, no, that is true. They have to. The problem with DC is they can't get anybody to stick. That's really what's happening. As soon as Iron Man, came out, Robert Downey Jr. was that guy. As soon as Marvel's been lucky because they've switched Spider-Man 3 times and they've had every one of them stick.
Well, it depends on how you cast, but I think they've done a good job all 3 times.
No, they have. They definitely have.
Put Kyle's up real quick.
Okay.
Of course he took steroids.
Okay.
Body, man. Like what? Like. There were 170. I got Kyle. I'm speaking just to you here. I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want to curse, but I got FUCKED. I spelled it out. I got screwed the other day by Oklahoma State, man. I had them plus 8.5. Thought It's a team they had already beaten. They had injuries the first time TCU had they lost to them, but I thought, hey, Oklahoma State's playing well. They could keep it close. I had an 8 of 8 on a parlay. I was the 9th one. The last one, it was to win $100, and Oklahoma State just got trashed. It actually made me, right when we left, it actually ruined my night, man. I was excited to get to the $100. I had like Davidson won in a close one. I had Indiana won in a close one. I was like, all my bullets, I've taken them all, and they've won. And then Oklahoma State, they lost 100-75. I had them keeping it within, I think, 8. So that was a rough time for me. College basketball, we know it's coming up, March Madness, but man, dude, and that was part of my thinking was like, it's his first game back. Like, he's going to ease his way in. He did not ease his way in. That kid looked good. That team looked good. That TCU team, I think they play tonight, actually. That team is on fire. So I know I wanted to get a little bit. He's riding them tonight. I think I'm with him as well.
The Rock ruined Black Adam and Superman movie with his arrogance, and he ruined the Fast and Furious series. I mean, so I definitely think The Rock messed up being this, like, I won't accept, any type of cameo unless I'm the main character. That was definitely like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're a new superhero, like, on the block. You got to pay your dues a little bit. I get it. He's The Rock, but come on, you were in a position to have a fantastic series, with Superman, with the next Black Adam. So I don't know. That's definitely
Did not see
scuffed.
Black Adam, to be honest.
And oh, really? I mean, it's definitely a good watch. Just to
it depends on when movies come out that I go to see them, because I have time where I can't.
Okay.
That one I think
now,
come out in the summer. I don't want
the Fast and Furious. We got to talk about this because I saw the trailer for Fast and Furious. And
can Vin Diesel really ruin a movie he kind of started?
Bro,
like, he was in the second movie? Was he in the first?
Down 2 helicopters that had him by chains because he switched to 5th gear. That shit was crazy. Bro, literally. And it's actually exactly like, it's such a meme at this point that they're even joking about it, because as he's taking down these helicopters on the freeway, he's literally, it's slow-mo cutting to him sitting there, with the 3-point stance. Nothing can defeat family.
No,
it's incredible. Like, it's a whole meme. It really is.
Something that I've always been weird. I've watched none of the movies. I think I tried to watch the first one and I had no interest. Never got into them. But I know the progression became like drag racing to like,
it's crazy,
saving the world, which I don't know how that happens, but
seriously, and they might be going to space soon. I don't know. But
is this the last one?
This is the last one. Honestly, for me, it ended with Fast and Furious 7.
When
Paul Walker, when they went off and they drove separately, that's when I was like, okay, Fast and Furious, it's over. Oh, they were already in space. Jesus. I mean, I can't keep up with these guys. But I think at this point, they might go back in time and fight dinosaurs, if this kept going any longer.
Like, I just really read Kyle. I've stayed away from Louisville all year because they're a team. They're a team you should cover against. They are. I don't know what their exact record is. Let me get it real quick. They are by far the worst Power 5 team in the country. They are the Georgia of last year. They are terrible. They're 4-23. Like, they are probably gonna fire Kenny Payne after 1 year. Like, they're that bad. But
our guy Kenny in New York, man, come back and to your assistant coaching spot with the Knicks. That was a bad choice.
Duke is interesting, man. Duke is a.
And that's
I know that if they get into the tournament, they'll be Duke and they'll be scary. But man, Louisville's bad. So
do we really? So now, I mean, hasn't seen one since Tokyo Drift. But then I think this. I'm not sure if this is Ed. Let me check right here.
It ended with the Japan one. Wasn't that the second one?
That's Tokyo Drift. I mean, that's.
They are so bad, Kyle.
Louisville is really, really bad.
I watched them and was like, maybe I could.
But the thing is, I don't think Duke is that great either.
No, they're not. They're not. But when I say Louisville's bad, I mean,
what's Duke's ranking right now? Because I think they have.
Duke is unranked. They're 19-8, but they're unranked. They just can't seem to beat a ranked team this year to save their lives. I think they lost to Miami last game. I don't remember if they played Saturday, so they didn't lose to Miami last game. But ESPN's giving Louisville a 1.7% chance to win. Like, that's how, and that's generous because like there's no shot. They're really bad. I don't know how it got that bad there, but they need Patino back, man. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. So shifting gears, a little less movie talk. Let's talk to some. Oh, get back to the movie.
Okay.
Let's talk NBA things happened today.
They did.
So a big time former superstar point guard went somewhere, and let's talk about it. Patrick Beverley to the Bulls. No, Russell Westbrook to the Clippers, the thing that people actually care about. Andy, does this make an impact on the Clippers championship odds?
Well, I mean,
in a positive manner. Because
I think
it's easy to say that Russ makes them suck.
There's no negative signing of a former MVP, right? Like he's a guy on the court. I think at any moment he can burst for a decent amount of points. He can still assist some and like look, they're the Clippers. I don't expect much from them. I've been saying I think the Nuggets and Grizzlies are the two best teams in the West because just the other teams in the West have been very up and down. The Warriors obviously disappeared. So there's a lot of I think there will be movement in a positive direction. I think it'll be very minimal. But I did like that signing for Russ because it gives him an opportunity to stay in LA. He'll get to face the Lakers again, and I think it's a shot. But I do agree with him. Russ got to come off the bench.
This is what I think. I love Terrence Mann and his game as of late, and he's actually been thriving in the role that they've been giving him as that third guy, especially now that Reggie Jackson is out of the picture entirely. I think, and John Wall. I think this is just going to hold him back even more, man. Like, I really don't like this.
Hold who back? Terrence Mann?
Terrence Mann, yeah. I mean, you saw in the playoffs he can erupt, and now all of a sudden you're bringing in a huge volume guy that's going to take the ball out of his hands even more. Somebody that's going to look for the ball just as much, almost, as Paul George. Like, I don't know, man. I really, I think Terrence Mann should be that guy. And I think they should be lifting these young guys up more.
At this moment, it's like, what kind of additions can we make? Like Miami yesterday, they were like, well, we need to add something, so we added Kevin Love. The Clippers are in a similar situation. Like, they're good, they're really good, but they're not quite there. Like, they don't know if they can compete with Denver and Memphis. So they needed to see what they could do, right? There's every chance Russ is terrible the first week, never sees the floor again. But if he's good and he's solid and he adds something,
it's a low risk.
And what did you lose, right?
I get it.
I liked the signing from the Clippers. I don't think it'll overly hold back Terrence Mann, even if it's just for this year. I think he'll get his experience. I think he'll be fine. I liked it just from the standpoint of from Russ, who is better to go to right now than the Clippers. Clearly, the point guard is not a role some good teams need right now. Like, the best teams in the NBA have their guys.
Point guards, yeah.
So, I mean, this was his best opportunity. And yeah, Kevin Love went to the Heat. We did mention.
Okay, now let me ask you, Andy, because I had talked about this on Mo Sports TV a couple months ago. If it came down to it and you had to pick one guy to add to your team, would you choose Kevin Love or PJ Tucker?
So I think the ceiling's a little higher with Love because I think at any moment he can have his best game, and he's a really good player, and he's a veteran. Right? They're both veterans, but I think PJ Tucker just brings a toughness that Kevin Love can't bring. So probably PJ Tucker, just because he has that play. He has good play. People forget. He has great playoff experience. He's made, I think, the conference finals 2 of the last 3 years. He was in it last year. Yeah. So he brings really good strength, experience, presence, pretty much everything you need. And he's a 3-and-D guy. I think he did miss a lot of threes early in the season, but I think he's doing really well now. So give me a
I'll take anyone else under the age of 45. Now, yeah, this is comparing, mid versus mid. Absolutely. Like, I'm not saying I want either of these guys on my squad, but this was a discussion we had. It was what?
Who was the best buyout candidate anyway? I don't remember who it was. I think, like, Danny Green was a good pickup for, I think it was Cleveland. Like, that was a good one. Like, there was some good pickups. Now we're getting toward the end of, like, the faded.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. I mean,
it's rough. I think PJ Tucker they're both veterans, but I think PJ Tucker's recently
been better. Absolutely.
No offense to Kevin Love. It's been about 7 years.
Yeah, Kevin Love. Oh my God. I mean, something that we have to talk about is this constant of people living off of guys' past accolades and past skills in the NBA.
It happens the most in baseball, but in basketball, it's been happening a lot more.
It's been happening a lot more. Yep. I'm seeing people post Russell Westbrook, Oklahoma City Thunder highlights, talking about him and Paul George being reunited. I saw somebody post the All-Star game is missing James Harden, and it was him on the Rockets. I mean, holy, what are we doing here?
Those were past. You know what that brings me? That brings me to people who just miss that NBA, right? Like, there was a time where the NBA, those guys didn't move, right? Like, I never saw James Harden leaving the Rockets. Like, I never saw, I guess you could say, LeBron leaving Cleveland again. Like, I never saw that happening. But it did. Like, we have to move on, right? Like, that's how sports work now. Like, everybody gets into it with college basketball too, like the transfer portal. Adapt or die, man. Like, adapt or die. It's the Moneyball. They said it every 5 seconds. Adapt or die. If you don't like the NBA anymore, I'll give it to you. Fine. But that's the way it is, right? Like, those guys moved on, and now we're in a different NBA.
Yep, and this is a great point that Kyle's saying. Everyone's talking about how loaded the East is. With Miami, loaded. Philly. I mean, it's Boston, Milwaukee, and everybody else. Yeah, like, head and shoulders above everybody else. And honestly, that's why as a Knicks fan, I really look at Miami, Cleveland, Philly, who else? I guess the Nets, because they're currently in the playoff picture. But realistically, I look at any of these teams, and I'm like, I would take, not that I'm betting on the Knicks to win a series against these guys, but I'm way, way more confident than I was even, say, last season. These were powerhouses, I guess you could say, and they've just kind of all sat on their hands. I mean, Cleveland with the Donovan Mitchell trade, that handicapped them so much at this deadline that they were unable to make any moves. Brutal. Miami, Pat Riley's been giving out crazy contracts for years. And, I saw a tweet the other day from 2020, and it said, would you rather the first overall pick in this year's draft or Duncan Robinson? And it was a staggeringly...
No, it was a real tweet, but I will remind you when that was. Now, it was a stupid tweet at the time.
It was horrible. It was still horrible. It was like 78% to like 20-something%.
Yeah, no. That was after Duncan Robinson, I think, hit 6 threes against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I remember that game very vividly, and I was like...
Recency bias.
Man, this guy's going to be good. But no, recency bias is ridiculous. People were accusing us of that the other day when we were talking about Mahomes. Look, recency bias is a real thing, but there's logical ones like talking about Patrick Mahomes now.
Yep.
And then there's Duncan Robinson because he had in the bubble when there's no fans, right? Like we saw the stat, I think it was last year. He couldn't make threes on the road because like he can't do it. Like it's a different crowd. It's a tough environment. But at home, he can hit threes. So
Kevin Love did have a couple solid games. But like Andy said, like he can explode sometimes. But the thing that you're never getting out of Kevin Love is solid defense. And that's ultimately what's been his demise, is that his offensive end can't hold up with his lack of defense, which is constant. Like he doesn't explode enough anymore to make it worth it. So it was missing Jalen Brunson. He should have been there. I love Philly if they fire Doc Rivers. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not happening. It's just
Duncan Robinson equals TJ Warren. TJ Warren, I will say, when he's on the court, he has some value now. Like Duncan Robinson doesn't hold much value anymore. When he's on the floor, he's kind of useless. And
I mean, the guy was playing 0 minutes in the playoffs last year, and you're paying him $20 million a season. So,
yeah, I remember. I was like,
Tyler was getting benched. I know you love him, but Tyler was also getting benched.
And that's why, like it says, they are an unserious franchise. They are. Like
they really are.
And I don't mean to like talk about what happened last year. And I love Tyler Hero. Like Tyler Hero was their guy in the playoffs last year. Like when he was scoring, he was good. And he did get hurt a little bit, but it's the Eastern Conference Finals. Play through the injury, right? Like he wanted to. They just wouldn't let him. They've acted like they don't need Tyler Hero. Like they don't need they have Kyle Lowry, they have Jimmy Butler. Like they're not a good team without letting their guys that need to be there. Like I'm going to be honest, their two best players, in my opinion, is when the way they play the best is when Bam Adebayo's on and Tyler Hero's scoring. Yeah, because Jimmy Butler will do what he needs to do.
Facilitating, yeah.
When those two guys are on, Jimmy Butler's going to do what he needs to do. But they just don't run it that way. So, look.
Yeah.
They're not in the hunt anyway. Like, it's the Celtics and Bucks, like Kyle said. Like, there you go. Like, that's who it's going to be. You're going to get that Eastern Conference Finals again. Or not again, I guess, this time. It was a great series last year. It went 7. So, I mean.
Yeah, Jimmy is washed. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say Jimmy's washed.
He's not washed.
He's not what he used
to be.
Man. He doesn't have that athleticism that he used to anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, he is what he is, and that's an all-star. He was an all-star. Oh, we got a hockey.
I honestly, now I'm a casual hockey fan, but I was hoping he would come to the Rangers because he's a vet on the move. They got a dog, right? That Igor kid. Vladimir. I knew it was something amazing. Yeah. Something wild. He scored his first game. I remember posting that highlight on Twitter.
Yeah, he scored another one the other night.
Wow.
I am going to the Devils Kings game on Thursday to see my favorite hockey player of all time. Very excited. So
yeah,
big hockey stuff right there. Got the Anze Kopitar jersey all ready to go.
Bam Adebayovic would be an MVP candidate. I mean, they wanted to cancel us for that reel yesterday or for that carousel. People were really upset about that. I couldn't believe it.
Because you know why they're upset?
I don't know. We're not going to expand on it. We're not.
No, you know why they're upset? Because it's true.
Yeah, it is. Because there's an infatuation with European players, and that's all that was about. And people took it way out of context. That's all we're going to leave it at. But I've honestly never been a huge Jimmy Butler fan. I mean, the one thing that Jimmy does that I will always respect is his hustle. He's always out there giving, and that might be biased because, he had that picture of him, with his head down and he was just absolutely gassed. But he's a hard worker and his work ethic is through the roof. So I got to respect it. And yeah, the truth hurts. It is what it is. Whatever. We move, but all right. Anything else you got on your mind,
My
Andy, you want to talk about?
You ready?
Yeah.
He kind of got me into it. I had TCU tonight. Like I was ready to go, and I'm gonna get that. We're gonna get that clip out too. I got Kansas TCU tonight. I got TCU -2. That team, now that they're healthy, hell, I didn't know it was gonna happen the other day. I had Oklahoma State covering against them, and they got whipped. Oklahoma State played this Kansas team pretty well, not but a week ago. So. I mean, the math kind of adds up there, and I think TCU is one of the top 15, top 10 teams in the country if they're fully healthy. So,
and it's crazy
now that
we
they
were
are
talking about Kansas getting right recently, right? Like we were just saying, Kansas
had a game where they won by 30, I think it was, against Oklahoma, and they beat Baylor the other day. But I mean, you're going into TCU, who just had a huge game. TCU is going to be crazy. They're not a huge basketball place overall, and now they're on fire. When that happens, like Northwestern now. When you're a small school who doesn't usually win in basketball, you can light a fire under your fans. They'll show up.
Yeah.
And TCU's on fire right now. They were just in the national championship in football. So
yeah, exactly.
This is a night I think TCU covers against Kansas. Big 12. I think he said it before. Big 12, man.
Yeah.
Everybody might make the tournament except one team, I think. So.
And now I'm trying to find. I want to say another team blew up the other day. Oh, Kentucky. Yes, Kentucky beating Tennessee. That was huge. Yeah, you talked about that. That's what I wanted to highlight. You talked about them taking that dub, and Kentucky's arriving at the right time.
So I said it. I said that this team, right, am I pointing it the right way? This team, they never beat Kentucky. Like, I'm a Georgia fan. They never beat Kentucky. We're not a great program. They lost to Georgia, and that was he said it. He was like, this better be a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Like, we can't lose to teams like this, and I'll respect it. We're not that good. They went to Mississippi State, a tough place to play, a team on the bubble, beat them. Yep. And then I knew they're hosting Tennessee. They just beat Tennessee. There's no way Calipari's letting them lose this game, and they whooped them pretty good. And it wasn't close early, and it was good. I mean, it did get it was like last time. They got it a little close towards the end, but man, Kentucky's back, man, and they're dangerous because they got NBA guys on that team, and that team is dangerous. So
they do.
Watch out for them in March.
Another squad that I wanted to talk about yesterday was Houston, just scraping by Memphis. Now, Memphis is a gritty squad.
It was the best team they played in months, dude.
I was gonna say, do you see Memphis, making a little bit of noise over there? What do you feel about that?
I think
their squad.
I think they have to get pretty deep into their conference tournament, but it is always possible because their conference isn't very strong, and maybe they can make some noise on the first four. But I think the bigger story yesterday was the fact Houston hadn't been challenged for a long time.
Yeah.
They played Temple and somehow lost to Temple, right? But then now you're getting a real challenge, Memphis, big game, and they barely scraped by. That should show you that come March, now they're going to beat whatever 16 seed they get fed. They're going to probably beat the 9 or the 8 seed. But as soon as Houston gets to the Sweet 16, it's, are they going to win? Are they that type of team? They're really good, but they haven't been tested. They have to prove that they're that good. Early in the season, they had a lot, but they went a long time without being tested. Now, it's March. Anything's possible. So, big games coming up. Just want to quickly, Louisville's up 13-7. So, they came out firing. So, I don't know what happened. So,
yeah. And one more team that I wanted to talk about, because we're just talking about all the big guys right now, everybody that we could see making a splash in this March Madness tournament. Oh, yeah. Purdue putting a mollywhopping on Ohio State yesterday. And one thing that I noticed was their rebounding. Dude, I mean, these guys on the glass are absolutely insane. That kid, Eddie, is that how you pronounce his name?
I believe.
Edie?
I don't know what his official listing is. I'm going to look at it now.
He's eating the glass. That's what he's doing. I mean,
he is 7'4". That's his height.
And he's giving you 26
if you
and
see
11?
him on the court, looks about 8'4". Like he looks a foot taller. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Purdue's not gonna lose unless somebody literally makes that kid on the floor unable to get up. Like
Hits
they
him.
need
Yeah,
to weaken him.
somebody needs
Like
to hit him
St.
hard.
Peter's did last year. Like, and I can't believe I'm saying that St. Peter's did it last year, but as far as Zach Edey goes, that's how far Purdue's gonna go. Like they're really good around him, but like he's their guy. Any team with a 7'4" center who can also shoot a little bit,
Yeah.
good luck. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
yeah,
Is that
that's
he's
dangerous.
like a Victor type with less facilitation and a little less outside shooting, but
insane.
otherwise he's a
They also have a 7'2" guy too, so I don't know where they're getting this height from. but-
what? It's
Actually, one's from Sweden and Edie's from Canada, so they're going out of the
Jeez,
country.
yeah, they're finding everybody.
Good for them.
Jeez. All right. Well, you got anything else you want to touch on?
Nah, man, I'm good. I think we got a lot here. We got a lot done. We talked movies, which we now know
movies.
we can talk movies, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Our crowd will talk movies with us, which I
Let's
love.
do it. Yeah, we'll definitely be
Definitely
back.
next-
Some movie stuff to throw in here because we like to talk about all of it.
The 5th, so the Monday after I go see Creed, I might have to give you guys a review. No spoilers, of course.
There we
Never
go.
spoilers. Can't spoil. We'll have to start
100%.
putting spoilers in the.
Some MLM Rotten Tomatoes rankings, something like that. So we could.
I use the
going.
movierankings.net.
Okay,
There are
fair.
a couple of Barstool guys who are really good at movies.
Gotcha. Movie
Yeah,
line
Movie
madness.
Line Madness,
Nice.
dude.
I love that.
That's the name of the episode right there. Look at
I
that.
love that. I'm a big fan of movies. From.
Yeah, I could
the-
give
the
you
big
my top 50
blockbusters,
right now,
Kim
but you don't wanna hear it.
Kardashians. I mean, I've always been a big movie guy.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
love
movie
Kim K's stuff. But anyways, that's gonna wrap us up
Oh,
for
yeah.
tonight. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Ed, Double R, I main, Kyle, thank you for coming in. Who else we have in here? Joe, I appreciate you tapping in. Here's his comment. Our boy James coming in from yeah, our boy James, who wasn't feeling good. I hope he's having a better night. Josh, appreciate you coming in, dropping the comments. And yeah, we will definitely be back. Probably Wednesday or Thursday. We'll update you guys. We'll put it on,
probably Wednesday. I'll
socials.
be out in Newark on Thursday. I'll be
Okay,
sick.
so
I will have a
we'll-
live bet for that game because
There we go. The Prudential
Yeah.
Center. You heard it here first.
Prudential Center, man.
There we go. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Have a good
King.
night, and everybody, take it easy.
Oh yeah.